Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on Veve and Ecomi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another Veve and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be covering a lot of interesting things that has gone on over the last couple of weeks. I haven't really been diving in like I usually do, you all. Basically, what's been going on is I've taken some time to focus on myself, because the thing that I've realized is that I'm not going to be as valuable to others if I don't value myself the way that I need to properly, which means becoming more disciplined, becoming more focused on my health, on my the not just what I eat, because you all know that I'll be on and off the keto diet, but even exercising, things like that. Just really getting my mind in the most optimal shape to be able to produce the content that you all have subscribed to this channel for. If I'm always getting sick or and making bad decisions and things like that, like eating a bunch of sweets and sugar and stuff like that, because that's been a struggle for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm of no use to no one, constantly getting sick, back and forth, flip-flopping. So just really getting my mind and getting my body and self into a zone where I can really be my best self is what I've focused on, because I know that I'll be able to bring more value. And then the first thing I did when I came back is started working on things for the Patreon. Like, we got the free Discord. Like, if you join the Patreon, a free Discord is now involved. So the Discord server is done. The old Discord server is no more. Now we have a new Discord server that comes free for Patreon members. And then more stuff is going to be coming up. We have some courses coming for the Patreon members and things like that. So yeah, just a lot of things that I've been working on, because obviously they directly, you know, support me and want to make money alongside me and make money together. So like that has to be the priority there. But I mean, I never forget where I started. You all, the YouTube family, this is where it all started here. So yeah, that being said, that's why I've taken some time and haven't been really focusing on too much of this stuff. I had to get right myself, but we are back, and I know a lot of exciting things has actually happened. So we're going to be jumping into a lot of that right now. So be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And let's get into it, man. So the first thing that I wanted to touch on was this beginning clip right here, from some of David Yu's leaked decon footage. So let's check it out. Let's check out the topic and what's being spoken about right now.
The Veve. And number one is all about the showroom, your house, where you're part of it.
Is there any chance or any plan that, so like my top, I could, if I have a house in Facebook's metaverse,
yes,
I could have my top on display in my Facebook.
We don't know about the Facebook one. Yeah, we're not working with Facebook currently, that's why. So I couldn't comment on the Facebook one. Yeah, because I don't think they give anyone an API or the code. Okay. So we wouldn't know. Okay. Yeah, and no one's reached out to us from.
But there's always a possibility that it could get re-rendered. The top could get re-rendered in the metaverse, in the Facebook metaverse. And
well, yeah, we don't know about. I couldn't comment because they seriously haven't contacted us or have any interest in what we're doing.
So it is interesting that Facebook is making this huge metaverse play. They're seeing the potential of the metaverse, and they don't have the slightest interest in Veve. Now, if we believe this, if we believe that they haven't reached out to them and contacted them, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you have Facebook, who's on a whole nother level, putting what, $10 billion behind what they're doing, as opposed to Veve, who started with nothing and just came up out of nowhere. I mean, Facebook is a giant who realistically doesn't really need Veve at this current point in time. They just don't. They have a big chunk of the planet on their platforms. Facebook is fine. So yeah, that's not the biggest shocker here, but I think that this is an interesting question. I know it's something that we all want to know. We want to know about the interoperability aspects of Veve, and really what we will be able to do with our Veve items and Veve things. I don't think people realize that a lot of the value that comes from our NFTs, it's going to be from Veve and the things that Veve are doing, because at the end of the day, if we take these assets off of Veve, anywhere else on the blockchain, it's just going to be a picture, the same picture. These assets are all going to be the same picture. So they're really, outside of Veve, they're going to be quite trash, to be honest. And that's how important Veve actually is. But I know that Veve actually knows this as well. So at some point, we probably will be able to have that interoperability, because this is all the blockchain is about: interoperability and working together with other companies, and just a blockchain full of connectivity. But I don't think that we're there yet. I don't think the space is quite matured enough yet for us to know the future and exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to take form, and what companies are going to be working together. We don't know that just yet. We know that most companies are probably going to be working with Veve. I mean, Veve has a huge advantage. Veve has a massive network of people, powerful people, at their fingertips and at their disposal. And yeah, like even a member of our community has actually interviewed, shout out to Dan Schwabel, a member of our own community, the Veve community, has actually interviewed Mark Zuckerberg. So we know that there could be ties to Facebook if they ever wanted to pursue that. And obviously between Alcon and all these guys, I'm pretty sure if they wanted to reach out to Facebook, if that became a priority, I don't think it would be too hard for them. But yeah, it's so early on. I don't think now is necessarily the time to be talking about interoperability there, when your Veve has still yet to really dive into what they're planning to do, because it's not just all about the NFTs. It's about the metaverse. It's like, this is a metaverse play. This is a land play. This is a utility play. This is about the things that you're able to do. Like, because if you don't realize this, AR is a form of utility. VR is a form of utility. It's something to do. It's about the experience, what you're experiencing with your NFTs. Veve is a company about the experience, but people are so lost in the money being made and buying and selling that's the part that you get caught up on, and that's really just the beginning stages. Like that's really just the gift shop stages. Like the fun, the theme park, and everything that comes with it. That is what Veve is about. But they haven't even really gotten to flex and show us what they're made of when it comes down to that. So yeah, like we're just seeing them being able to sell IP that's a no-brainer to buy. I don't really see that as it's a huge accomplishment, but that's not like what's really going to tell me the things that I need to know is really when Veve starts to do what's going to be the most important for us investors, and what's going to be the most important for the NFT space and the blockchain. Which is going to be to start developing the experience around these things. So yeah, this is just an interesting part that I wanted to touch on a little bit. But yeah, let's jump into the next one. So I think that we all know that wearable devices and mixed reality and things like that is going to be a massive deal. But you all know that I'm here because I'm an investor. I'm investing in this company because I feel like this is a very, very strong company with a solid plan and solid strategy to accomplish the things that they're trying to accomplish. And what they're trying to accomplish is a big deal that will actually change the world. David, you actually just instantly go straight into some more valuable things that we're going to be talking about in this clip. So yeah, let's jump into it, and let me know what you all think in the comment section down below.
Talking about wearable devices, we believe a lot of the AR and the mixed reality is where we're moving into. Veve will be giving that ability to our users.
So he has just confirmed that's going to be coming to the Veve users. He's just confirmed that is a priority, and that's what they've been thinking about. But we already have seen the tweets where they're following all these different goggles and glasses and things like that. Veve Ecomi used to tweet on them and things like that before they got like super big. So we already know this, but to hear that confirmation, to hear it sounds like the way he's speaking about it right now, it's really been a focus and something that they've been thinking about a lot, as in like now type of thing. Like it seems like this has been a focus and a key thing that they're doing now.
Yeah, so you're talking about putting in your glasses and seeing collectibles in corners. That's what we will be doing.
So that's huge. Like the reason that that's massive is because that's another form of utility. If you can get glasses and you can get these things that enhance the experience, it makes it a lot more fun. And then when you talk about having gamification, that's another form of utility. This is something else that you can do with these collectibles. You can see them, like you can see them yourself. Like right now you can put your phone up and take pictures with it and have fun and stuff in that way. But it adds a whole nother level when you can see what you're standing next to, and you can play a game, put on the glasses, and you're enjoying that experience. It's almost like you're right there in that experience enjoying it. So it brings us a scenario where you could have a simple game. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy, like a little game of tic-tac-toe or something. But if you have glasses and you're with a friend or something, and you all can see like a board pop up, using like little freaking Marvel characters or something around the border, making it look nice. And it's like they're all gathered around you in a circle while you're playing this game with your friend. Like, it's just simple stuff. Like, that's not hard to do. To basically make a showroom and put a tic-tac-toe board in the middle, Veve could easily make a game like that. Make a simple game like that you can play with friends that you bring onto Veve. And that creates a new experience, something new that you could do. And the best part about it, if they find some way to where you can record the experience from your glasses or record from your phone, or however you can get the whole experience, record that and start putting these clips online where you have somebody looking around, they see a bunch of Marvel, DC, and all these characters around them, and then they're playing a game of tic-tac-toe, having fun in real life with their buddies. And like that's the type of stuff that actually goes viral. So this is huge. This is much bigger than you may realize. Like this mixed reality, augmented reality thing, it can be very, very massive, especially if we can start getting these clips spread around TikTok, spread around the internet, and starting to go viral, so people actually jump on this and want to be a part of this. So yeah, if they start to actually go towards this direction and make these type of games and things like that, it is going to be game changing for all of us. And I think that it's a lot of money to be made here, man. It's definitely a lot of money to be made here. And this is why I'm always valuing the Omi token. Don't sleep on the Omi token. This is why that's my #1 investment, the Omi token, because at the end of the day, it can be a hell of a lot more scarce than you may believe that it's going to be. It actually has from my understanding, the Omi token has the ability to be fractional. So that means it could get to a point where one Omi token is going to be so expensive that you're going to have to pay for things with fractions of an Omi token. And that is what they have prepared for. So, I mean, you can believe what you want to believe about the Omi token, however long you think it's going to take to ever get to that point and things like that. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of potential here that people are sometimes missing out on. So don't be sleep to this, man. Wake up, stay woke.
In reality.
Yeah, and both in virtual and as well as AR and VR.
So he said it's going to be in AR and VR. So yeah, this is going to be insane. This is going to be insane. This is going to be very, very valuable to everyone involved, I believe. And I think that this is something that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, let's move on to the next clip though. All right, y'all. So in this clip, we're going to be seeing something interesting from David Yu. He's actually going to be explaining Veve's thought process and logic behind why they've made the decision with the metadata that they have and why it's taken so long. When a lot of people say that, yo, this stuff is so easy, they should have been able to do this, any other company can come out and do this, why is Veve taking so long to do these things? Why haven't they done that? This should have been something that they did from the beginning. I think that we get a better understanding when David actually speaks and explains what's going on, what their thought process, and then it starts to make sense. And I think that this is why those of us who have a strong trust in this company, this is why we have that trust, because when he comes out and speaks, it makes sense. It's very, very logical. You can understand it, even if it's something that you don't understand initially. Like if it's something that just seems super easy, but it's not there, you can kind of understand when he starts to speak. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it. Let me know what you all think about this one.
You guys can start tracking your own edition numbers. And I think that's, a lot of the FUD in the community has in the past is, well, I can't see it. We always knew they are on the metadata. We just didn't decide to show it because what we didn't want is people in 2018 had no idea what that chain number is. And they start going, well, what is this number?
So basically what he just said right there is, back in 2019, no one would have knew what that chain number was. No one, that it wasn't a common thing. Like, people were just starting to get into this. People were just starting to understand how all of this worked. So it just would have confused the target audience and target demographic that Veve is actually going for. So because they wanted to keep this simplistic, they hid certain things and they didn't make certain things available because they wanted to present Veve in a certain way that made it easy to jump into. Like, think about it. If this was your first time jumping into an NFT project, you get hit with all this information that you don't know what it means. Would you have had the same experience? No, it would have been overcomplicated. You would have had to go through a freaking tutorial or studying and training just to understand your NFTs. Like Veve is so simple, so basic, so common sense. Anybody can jump on, grab some stuff. And now that we are, you know, accustomed to the things as they are, we can digest more information and more things easier. Like we look forward to more things. We want a little bit of access to more information. We want these things now, but coming in, just seeing that they had these cool assets was enough. And I think that that was the right decision. So seeing how they strategically think about these things and how they approach these things, I think that this is a very I think this is a very good thing. This is why I personally am invested in the company, because they make decisions like this and they do what's best for the community, even if the community can't see it at the time. So yeah, I'm definitely a huge fan of this decision. Let me know how you all feel about it, though. I know that a lot of people are, you know, they just want their metadata, they want things now, interoperability. I get it, but I like the approach that they've taken, because this is the reason that Veve is where it's at today in comparison to a lot of the other companies around. Yeah, things that may have sold for more, people may have made a lot more money elsewhere, but the fact of the matter is Veve has done something that's very historic, and no company will ever be able to do it again. Like, there would only ever be the first appearances of these digital assets on the blockchain once in human history, and that has just been done by the company Veve. So yeah, 100% behind it. But yeah, let's jump into the next clip, homies. All right, y'all. So we're actually going to be ending the video off with this one. It's been filled with so much information, but David Yu has actually revealed in this clip something that's going to make burning collectibles make a lot of sense. It's going to make a lot more sense, man. And it's going to be huge. This is actually massive. This is a use case that I've never really thought about. I mean, we've all heard that you're going to be able to burn NFTs and stuff like that, but what does that really mean? Why would anyone do that? Why would that ever make sense? So this actually is interesting. Like, this is very interesting, because if they do it in the way that he's saying, and it doesn't require a certain caliber of NFT, but honestly, even if it requires a certain caliber of NFTs, I think that there will still be some people with so many that they would be willing to do that. They would want to do it. So this is going to increase the scarcity of a lot of the assets on Veve, which I personally believe that I was told that throughout this weekend, or the Decon weekend, David Yu actually said Veve isn't looking to have 2 or 3 million active users. They're looking to have 50 to 100 or something like that. So, I mean, this was always my interpretation of where Veve wanted to go, but I was told that he just came out and said that. So, taking that into consideration, if we have 50 to 100 million people on Veve, everything is already scarce, but this type of feature will make things even more scarce. So yeah, like, these assets could really be insane, especially if they're able to accomplish that goal of hitting that 50 million people, or anywhere near it. Like, anywhere near it. 10 is crazy. So yeah, like, but let's jump into it so you can actually hear what we're talking about here. And yeah,
we're bringing out a new thing called prototype of hard to find, where it's a very low run, like 10 of prototypes of the collectibles, and you could be going, well, I want to burn 300 commons to swap you for one of these.
Exclusive NFT or
yeah,
something like that.
You couldn't buy them. You can only trade them with the company. And when those commons come in, we will be burning those.
So we won't even be able to buy certain collectibles on Veve. You will only be able to get certain collectibles on Veve, certain 1 of 10s and things like that, by burning other collectibles. That is massive. That is massive. That's going to, like, especially depending on how often they do drops like this, that is going to burn so much of the supply of so many different things. And we have so many comics. It's a lot of these things. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it could still take a while to see some crazy scarcity, but depending on what's getting burned, if they're going to require a specific collectible, or, like, I think some of the, like, let's say some of these comic books that people say there's just way too many of them, if those are what you decide to start burning, that's going to make that comic book more scarce, and that's going to be huge. And I think that we could see a situation where you have people holding a lot of comics that may not necessarily be valuable, but then they organize groups of people so that they can all get together and start burning this comic, so that it does start to rise in value and become a lot better. Now, obviously, it would have to make sense in terms of cost. Like, if you take a comic book right now and it's something that no one cares about, so let's say it's $2 right now, then you buy you buy a bunch of them, and then you end up burning like half the freaking collection of them. So it's literally like the scarcity is cut in half from where it started at. that $2 comic maybe becomes like a couple of $100 or maybe even 1,000 plus or something. Like who knows? Who knows what is going to be possible with this type of feature? But you have to take into consideration the fact that it may be possible to see a crazy increase in value from something like this. So yeah, this is just amazing.
Any comment? Yeah. So we'll come up with a structure to go to burn this. You need to have, let's say, 300 collectibles in common and 50 uncommons. It won't be that many. I'm just making it up as I say. It could simply be burn 50 commons and 5 uncommons and 1 rare to swap with us for this 1 of 10.
Can we mix all the common like different edition together?
Yeah, you can do anything because we don't really care what you send us. Our idea is to take them off.
Your making editions are always like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't care. So they don't care what you send. Like you could send 50 of your worst, what you think is your worst NFTs, and it's going to give you value. It's going to give you value because you are taking those NFTs out of circulation and you're getting something for it. And it's going to give the other holders of that NFT value because now that has just gone up in value a little bit because of what you've done. So the holders of that NFT are like, it's just like a win-win for everybody. Like to think of something like this is actually insane. Like this is actually insane. Let's see if he touches on anything else related to this though.
Yeah, because some of the some of the comments becoming under the floor, under the what we issue in. So obviously there's a reason for it. And the other way to do it, which we talked about in the AMA yesterday, was.
So he's thought about, like, they're thinking about this as a way to bring value back to things that people are devaluing. So if the market is feeling like it, and this is why the company is amazing as well. They're considering the market. They're considering the people. Me, y'all know me. I just think people are crybabies. I think people are crybabies, pouting, and stupid enough to actually lose money instantly because they're gambling. But he's actually looking at the feedback, taking it into consideration. And it's like, okay, the audience does not find these valuable. They're willing to lose money on this. So how can we take what the market has become right now and make it even more valuable? So this is a way to bring value back into things people don't find valuable. That's crazy. Like it is, honestly, it's genius. Like a lot of the stuff that I'm hearing, I'm very impressed by.
We are going to start new advertising, very centric, targeted people who love Star Wars, people who love reading comics, people who love these, and ideas to bring more users in, and then they will buy the comics off the marketplace as well. So we've got multiple programs that's going to be running.
So they're introducing another program, a new marketing strategy to start bringing in the people who's going to be interested in these items as well. So they're trying to bring more value back to the Veve marketplace, and this is very, very bullish, man. This is very bullish that they're thinking this way. They're studying things, they're seeing things. So it's not, I know that Veve can get dry and stale over time. It's like the same things, and you can basically place a bet that if something drops, it's going under retail. But to see how they're planning to combat these things and to see how hard they're working to accomplish this stuff, it's inspiring for me, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to end the video here. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Let me know how you feel about what you've heard throughout this video. We have a lot more videos coming up, man. I've missed out on a lot of things, so we're going to be making up for that. I'm going to be dropping a bunch of content for you all. So let me know your thoughts. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, fam.